A victory is twice itself when the achiever brings home full numbers. I read in this letter that Don Pedro hath bestowed much honor upon a young Florentine named Claudio.
Very much deserved on his part, and equally remembered by Don Pedro. He hath borne himself beyond his years, doing in the figure of a lamb the feats of a lion. He has bettered expectations than you could expect me to tell you of him.
He hath an uncle here in Messina who will be much glad of him.
I have delivered him letters, and he was filled with much joy. So much so that joy could not show itself without a badge of bitterness.
Did he break out into tears?
In great measure.
A kind overflow of kindness. There are no faces truer than those that are so washed. How much better it is to weep at joy than to joy at weeping.
I pray you, has Signor Montanto returned from the wars, or no?
I know none of that name, my lady. There was none such in the army of any sort.
Who was he that you asked for, niece?
My cousin means Signor Benedict of Padua.
Oh, he is returned and as pleasant as ever.
You had musty victual, and he had halt to eat it. He's a very valiant trenchman, he hath an excellent stomach.
Niece, you tax Signor Benedict too much, but he'll be meet with you, I doubt it not.
He's done great service in this war, lady.
How many hath he killed in these wars? But how many hath he killed, for I promise to eat all of his killing?
He's a good soldier, lady.
And a good soldier to a lady. But what is he to a lord?
A lord to a lord, a man to a man, stuffed with all honorable virtues.
You must forgive my niece, good sir. There's a sort of battle of wits between she and Benedict. They never meet, but there's much talk between them.
Oh, alas, he gets nothing by that. In our last conflict, 4 of his 5 wits went halting off, and now is the whole man ruled by 1. So, that if he have wit enough to keep himself warm, let him bear it for a difference between himself and his horse. For it is all the wealth he hath left to be known a reasonable creature. But who is his companion now? He hath every month a new sworn brother.
Is it possible?
Very easily possible. He wears his faith, but as the fashion of his hat. It ever changes with the next block.
I see. The gentleman is not in your books, lady.
No, and he were, I would burn my study. But I pray you, who is his companion? Is there no young square now that will make a voyage with him to the devil?
He is most in the company of the right noble Claudio.
Lord, he will hang upon him like a disease. He is no sooner caught than the pestilence, and the taker runs presently mad. God help the noble Claudio if he hath caught the Benedict. It will cost him £1,000 ere he be cured.
I would hold friends with you, lady.
Do, good friend.
You will never run mad, niece.
No, not till a hot January.
Don Pedro has approached.
Good Signor Leonato! Ha ha! You are come to meet your trouble. The fashion of the world is to avoid cost, and you encounter it.
Never came trouble to my house in the likeness of your grace. For trouble being gone, comfort should remain. But when you depart, sorrow abides, and happiness takes its leave.
Grace your charge too willingly. I think this is your daughter.
Her mother hath many times told me so.
Were you in doubt, sir, that you asked her?
Signor Benedict, no, for you were but a child.
You have it full, Benedict. We may guess by this what you are, being a man. Truly, the lady fathers herself. Be happy, lady, for you are like an honorable father.
If Signor Leonato be her father, she would not have his head on her shoulders for all Messina, like him as she is.
I wonder that you will still be talking, Signor Benedict. Nobody marks you.
What? My dear Lady Disdain! Are you yet living?
Is it possible Disdain should die while she has such meat food to feed as Signor Benedict? Courtesy itself must convert to disdain if you come in her presence.
Well, then is courtesy a turncoat. For to certain I am loved of all ladies. Only you excepted. And I would I had it in my heart that I had not a hard heart. But truly, I love none.
A dear happiness to win. You have some trouble with a pernicious suitor. I thank God in my cold blood I am of your humor for that. I'd rather hear my dog bark at a crow than a man swear he loves me.
God keep your ladyship still in that mind, so some gentleman or other escape a predestinate scratched face.
Scratching could not make it worse than for such a face as yours were.
Well, you are a rare parrot teacher.
A bird of my tongue is better than a beast of yours.
I would my horse had the speed of your tongue. So good a continuer, but keep your way in God's name. I've done.
You always end with a jade's trick. I know you of old.
That is the sum of all, Leonato. Senor Claudio and Senor Benedict, my dear friend Leonato hath invited us all. I tell him we shall stay at the least a month, but he prays some occasion may detain us longer. I dare swear he is no hypocrite, but prays from his heart.
If you swear, my lord, you shall not be forsworn. My lady, being reconciled with the prince your brother, I owe you all duty.
I thank you. I'm not of many words. Thank you.
Please it your grace, Leon?
Your hand, Leonato. We will go together.
Didst thou know the daughter, Signor Leonato?
I noted her not, but I looked on her.
Is she not a modest young lady?
Do you question me, as an honest man should do from my simple, true judgment? Oh, yet we speak after my custom, as being a professed tyrant to their sex.
I pray thee, speak thee in sober judgment.
Why, faith, methinks she's too low for a high praise, too brown for a fair praise, too little for a great praise. Only this commendation can I afford her, that were she other than she is, she were unhandsome, and being no other but as she is, I don't like her.
Thou thinkst him explorer. I pray thee, tell me truly how thou likest her.
Oh, would you buy her that you inquire after her?
Can the world buy such a jewel?
Yeah, in case to put it into. Speak you this with a sad brow. Come, come, and what key shall the man take you to go in the song?
In mine eyes, she's the most beautiful lady that I've ever seen.
I can see yet without spectacles, and I see no such matter. Now there's a cousin, were she not possessed with a fury, exceeds her as much in beauty as the 1st of May doth the last of December. But I hope you've no intention to her husband, have you?
I could scarce trust myself, though I swore to the contrary.
Is it come to this? Shall I never see a bachelor of 80 again? Thou wilt needs thrust thy neck in the yoke, wear the print of it, and sigh away Sundays. Don Pedro has returned to seek you.
What secret hath held you here that you followed not to Leonato's?
Well, I would, your grace, would constrain me to tell.
I charge thee on thy allegiance.
Would you hear, Count Claudio? I can be secret as a dumb man. On my allegiance. On my allegiance. He's in love. With who? Why, that's your grace's part. Mark how short his answer is. With Hero, Leonato's short daughter.
If it were so, so it were uttered.
Like the old tale, my lord. It is not so, which was not so. God forbid it should be so.
If my passions change not shortly, God forbid it should be otherwise.
Well, amen if you love her, for the lady is very well worthy.
You speak this to fetch me in, my lord.
By my truth, I speak my thought.
And in faith, my lord, I spoke mine.
And by my 2 faiths and troths, I spoke mine.
That I love her, I feel.
That she is worthy, I know.
That I neither feel how she should be loved, nor know how she should be worthy, is the opinion fire cannot melt out of me. I will die in it at the stake.
Well, thou wast ever an obstinate heretic in the despite of beauty.
And never could maintain his part but in force of his will.
That a woman conceive me, I thank her. That she brought me up, I likewise give her most humble thanks. But that I will have a reed sheet winded in my forehead, or hang my bugle in an invisible baldric, all women shall pardon me, because I will not do them the wrong to mistrust any, I will do myself the right to trust none. And the fine is, for the which I may go the finer, I will live a bachelor.
I will see thee, ere I die, look pale with love.
With anger, with sickness, or with hunger, my lord, not with love. Prove that I lose more blood with love than I get again with drinking, pick out mine eyes with a ballad maker's pen, hang me up at the door of a brothel house with a sign of blind Cupid.
Well, if ever thou dost fall from this faith, thou wilt prove a notable argument.
If I do, hang me in a bottle like a cat, excuse me.
As time shall try, in time the savage bull doth bear the yoke.
The savage bull may, but if ever the sensible Benedict may, pluck out the bull's horns and set them in my forehead. Let me be vilely painted, And in such letters as they write, here is good horse to hire. Let him signify unto my sign here. You may see Benedict, the married man.
If this should happen, thou wouldst be horn mad.
Nay, Cupid have not spent all his quiver in Venice. Thou wilt quake for this shortly.
I look for an earthquake too then.
Well, we'll temporize with the hours. In the meantime, Benedict, repair me to Leonato's. Commend me to him, and tell him I shall not fail him at supper, for indeed he hath made great preparation.
I have almost enough matter in me for such an embassage, and so I commit you
To the tuition of God, for my house, if I had it.
The 6th of July, your loving friend, Benedict.
Mock not, mock not. The body of your discourse is sometimes guarded with fragments. There you flout hold ends any further. Examine your conscience. And so I leave you.
My liege, your highness now may do me good.
My love is thine to teach. Teach it but how, and you will see how apt it is to learn any hard lesson that may do thee good.
Hath Leonato a son, my lord?
No child but Hero. She's his only heir. Dost thou affect her, Claudio?
Exactly.
Oh, my lord, when you went onward on this ended action, I looked upon her with a soldier's eye, that like but had a rougher task at hand than to drive liking to the name of love. But now I'm returned, and war thoughts have left their places vacant. In their rooms home thronging soft and delicate desires, all prompting on how fair young Hero is, saying I like to ere I went to wars.
Thou wilt be like a lover presently, and tire the hearer with a book of words. If thou dost love fair Hero, cherish it, and I will break with her and with her father, and thou shalt have her. Was it not to this end that thou beganst to twist so fine a story?
How sweetly you do minister to love, that to know love's grief by its complexion. But, lest my liking too sudden seen, I would have treated with longer treaties.
What needs the bridge much broader than the flood? The fairest grant is the necessity. Look what will serve is fit. 'Tis once thou lovest, and I will fit thee with the remedy. I know we shall have some reveling here tonight. I will take thy part in some disguise, and tell fair Hero that I am Claudio. Then after to her father will I bring, and in her bosom I'll unclasp my heart, and take her hearing prisoner with the force and strong encounter of my amorous tale. Then the conclusion is, thou shalt have her. Come, in practice, let us put it presently.
What the good cheer, my lady? Why are you thus out of measure sad?
There is no measure in the occasion that breeds. Therefore my sadness is without limit.
You should hear reason.
And when I have heard it, what blessing brings it?
If not present remedy, at least patient sufferance.
I wonder that thou, being as thou sayest thou art, born under Saturn, goes about to apply a moral medicine to a mortifying mischief. I cannot hide what I am. I must be sad when I have cause and smile at no man's jests. Eat when I have stomach and wait on no man's leisure. Sleep when I am drowsy and tend on no man's business. Laugh when I am merry and claw no man in his humor.
Yea, but you must not make full show of it. You may do so without controlment. You have of late stood out against your brother, and he hath newly taken you into his graces. Where it is impossible to make fair weather but by the true route that you make yourself, it is needful that you frame the season for your own part.
I would rather be a canker in a hedge than a rose in his grace. And it better fits my blood to be disdained of all than to fashion a carriage to rob love of any. In this, though, it must be said that I'm not a flattering, honest woman. It must not be denied, but I'm a plain-dealing villain. I'm entrusted with a muzzle and franchised with a clog. Therefore I've decreed not to sing in my cage, for if I had my mouth I would bite. If I had my liberty, I would do my liking. In the meantime, let me be as I am, and seek not to alter me.
Can you not make use of your discontent?
I make all use of it, for I use it only. Who comes here? What news, Baraccio?
I came yonder from a great supper. The prince, your brother, is being royally entertained by Leonato, and I can give you intelligence of an intended marriage.
Will it serve for any model to build mischief on? What is he for a fool that betroths himself to unquietness?
Mary is your brother's right hand.
Who? The most exquisite Claudio?
Even he.
A proper squire. And who? Who? Which way looks he?
Mary on Hero, the daughter and heir to Leonardo.
A very forward march ship. How came you to this?
Being entertained for a perfume. As I was smoking a musket, comes to me the prince and Claudio, hand in hand in sad conference. I whipped me behind the arras, and there heard it agreed upon that the prince should woo Hero for himself, thus having obtained her, give her to Count Claudio.
Ha! Come, let us thither. This will prove food to my discomfort. That young startup hath all the glory of my overthrow. If I can cross him anyway, I bless myself everywhere. You both are sure and will assist me?
To the death, milady.
Come, let us to the great supper. Their cheer is the greater that I am subdued. Twill becook of my mind. Shall we go prove what's to be done?
Wait upon your ladyship.
Was not Countess Joanna here at supper?
I saw her not.
How tartly that lady looks. I never could see her, but I'm heartburned an hour after.
With a very melancholy disposition.
With a good leg and a good foot, uncle, and money enough in her purse, such a one could win any man in the world if she had his good will.
Faith, niece, thou wilt never get thee a husband if thou be so shrewd of thy tongue.
In faith, she is too cursed.
Too cursed is more than cursed. I shall lessen God sending that way, for it is said, God sends a cursed cow short horns, but to a cow too cursed he sends none.
So, by being too cursed, God will send you no horns.
Just, if he send me no husband. For the which blessing I am at him upon my knees every morning and evening. Lord, I could not endure a husband with a beard on his face. I'd rather lie in the village.
You may light upon a husband that hath no beard.
What should I do with him? Dress him in my apparel, make him my waiting gentlewoman. He that hath a beard is more than a youth, and he that hath no beard is less than a man. He that is more than a youth is not for me, and he that is less than a man, I am not for him. So I will even take 6pence in earnest of the bare board and lead his apes into hell.
Well then, go you into hell?
No, to the gates. And there will the devil meet me like an old cuckold with horns on his head and say, get you to heaven, Beatrice, get you to heaven. Here's no place for you maids. So, deliver I up my apes and away to St. Peter. For the heavens he shows me where the bachelors sit, and there live we, as merry as the day is long.
Well, niece, I trust you'll be ruled by your father.
Yes, faith, it is my cousin's duty to make courtesy and say father as it please you. But for all that, cousin, let him be a handsome fellow, or else make another courtesy and say father as it please me.
Daughter, remember what I told you. The prince do solicit you in kind. You know your answer.
The fault will be in the music, cousin, if you be not wooed in good time. If the prince be too important, tell him there is measure in everything, and so dance out the answer.
Niece, you apprehend passing shrewdly.
I have a good eye, uncle. I can see a church by daylight.
Make good room, brother. The revelers enter.